Mercedes-Benz. Familiar names that resonate with luxury cars. But what do they mean and how did they become today's multi-billion-dollar brands? To understand this, we must journey back to the 19th century. In 1886, two German pioneers, Gottlieb Daimler and Carl Benz, unknowingly made history. Although they never met, both developed the world's first automobiles in the very same year. It would take many years and a merger, one neither Daimler nor Benz could have predicted, to create Daimler-Benz, the company we know today. Intrigued? Then keep watching for the surprising twists that led to the global success of this automotive giant. The company's path to success holds some darker chapters involving forced labor during World War II, a topic often overlooked in its celebrated history. When we speak of Daimler-Benz, the stories of Gottlieb Daimler and Carl Benz take center stage. These bearded visionaries, captured in black and white photos, appear as kindred spirits despite never meeting. Yet they shared a pioneering goal: to create individual automotive mobility. Daimler's motorized carriage in Stuttgart and Benz's patented three-wheeler in Mannheim, less than 100 kilometers apart, were revolutionary. While Benz secured a patent for his three-wheeled motor car, Daimler proudly introduced the world's first four-wheeled motor vehicle. These inventions redefined transportation, but took years to achieve commercial success. The early 20th century was a time of rapid technological progress. In 1900, Emil Jelinek, Daimler Motor Gesellschaft's top dealer and a man with connections to high society, approached the company with a challenge: build a car that was fast, light, and elegant. Wilhelm Maybach, a top engineer at DMG, was tasked with bringing Jelinek's vision to life. With racing in mind, Maybach designed a vehicle that would push the boundaries of automotive innovation. Jelinek, who raced under the pseudonym Mercedes after his daughter, named the car the Mercedes 35 PS. This was the first time Mercedes appeared on a vehicle, and the car's success in races set new industry standards. In 1902, DMG registered Mercedes as a trademark, officially marking the birth of the brand. Fast forward to 1926, and Daimler-Benz was formed through a merger pressured by banks facing economic difficulties. Carl Benz, by then retired, was in his 80s, while Gottlieb Daimler had passed away in 1900. Though neither founder was alive to witness it, the merger created a powerful legacy, uniting the pioneering spirit of two automotive innovators into one enduring brand. The merger that created Daimler-Benz in the 1920s was far from a harmonious union. Amid high inflation, economic turmoil, and the aftermath of World War I, Germany's automotive industry faced unprecedented challenges. From 1914 to 1919, the automotive industry was severely impacted by World War I, as the focus shifted entirely to halting commercial development. This resulted in a deep structural crisis compounded by economic hardship. The collapse of the German currency led to rampant inflation, while foreign markets dwindled, further straining the industry. At the same time, fierce competition emerged from international producers, like Ford, whose expansion was supported by the Treaty of Versailles, which gave American manufacturers a competitive edge. In this environment, Daimler-Benz struggled to survive, facing mounting challenges to rebuild its operations and restore stability. The company's future seemed uncertain as it navigated the harsh economic conditions of the post-war world. From 1914 to 1919, the focus on war efforts stalled commercial development, leading to a structural crisis in the industry. Economic hardship hit hard, worsened by the collapse of the German currency, shrinking foreign markets, and fierce competition from international producers like Ford, whose expansion was bolstered by the Treaty of Versailles. Daimler-Benz found itself in an uphill battle to survive. As World War II escalated, Daimler-Benz shifted its focus entirely to military production. By 1941, with no end to the war in sight, the company ceased civilian vehicle production and redirected its resources to manufacturing trucks and military components. The demand for passenger cars dwindled, virtually ending by late 1942. With much of the workforce on the front lines, Daimler-Benz needed new labor to meet increased wartime production demands, marking a challenging chapter in its history as it struggled to adapt and sustain itself through wartime pressures. To meet wartime demands, Daimler-Benz first recruited women, but soon turned to forced labor. While Western European laborers had basic accommodations, Eastern European workers and POWs endured harsh, prison-like barracks. During World War II, Daimler-Benz relied heavily on forced labor. While some workers from Western Europe lived in guest accommodations, Eastern European civilians and concentration camp detainees were held in barracks under brutal, prison-like conditions, monitored by the SS. By 1944, almost half of Daimler-Benz's 63,610 employees were forced laborers or prisoners. Tragically, the company thrived financially in these dark times, continuing the practice until the fall of the Third Reich. After the war ended in